goes Bryant, and he hits the outside shot.
He's a bit, I'll tell you, this kid's got some talent. He's got good hook shots, good footwork in the lane.
Comes out, got to be careful. Now, Labissiere right over him with a soft touch.
And that young man has some talent. Look, he can hit that.
Bielfeldt. And look at Hawkins. He's been mixing it up underneath.
Kentucky, though, needs a little bit more production from someone other than Ulis or Murray. And Labissiere.
Ulis can really shoot the basketball. Nice cut off to the brush screen.
Not quite able to connect on it with Walker.
Love this kid. What a talented kid. Look at the pocket pass. And he can make that. Labissiere kind of presents some physical play inside.
Tough shot, Purifoy.
He's great going to his left, though.
These teams that combined 4 out of 19 from the field. Losing battle early, and Labissiere.
His jump shot is one of the top shooters, if not the top shooter in the freshman class this year.
Look at this. Labissiere blocking shots and hitting jump.
That down. We got an easy one.
Woodhouse, a junior from Green Lawn, New York.
Jumper.
Labissiere, he's hit 3 jumps.
You look at Steve Michael over there getting this team at the top of their game. You just can't get any of the offense going all night long. Skal, a little double. How about this? Labissiere size, but the way Labissiere's come along, the way all of a sudden the Poitras, they got a pretty formidable front line as well. You know what the guards can do.
Labissiere.
How about that adjustment?
Yeah, boy, look at him shift around.
He's a coach on the floor. We use that term quite a bit, but he is a legitimate coach on the floor.
Again, Kentucky made a little push, and the Aggies pushed right back, up by 6. This time they cut Briscoe off at the pass. Nice look inside. Labissiere with a slam up. Labissiere, and he goes over him anyway.
Nice play on the inside by Edwards. I mean, Kentucky was really focused on that defensive possession, and yet they could not stop him.
Murray trying to feed Labissiere down on the low block, does, and he goes baseline with a hook shot.
He's getting better and better, Brian.
Just like that, Edwards, who was big last night, knocks down that shot.
He hit 3 last night. Alabama was 12 of 24, and the long ball really carried that team to victory.
They spread the scoring around last night, did Alabama, and that's the reason they were able to get away with a first half where their leading scorer had none. Labissiere, jump hook is good.
Most coaches demand guys blocking out and attacking. If you've got a quick point guard, you kind of send them to the wing so they can get things started.
Murray dumps it down on the baseline.
What an unselfish team, though. The possession right there, John. That ball moved.
A few players on the floor that don't normally get to see a lot of action for Kentucky, but with 1 minute left.
And now Alabama will have to sit and wait. I don't know what that'll mean, if they can get in or not. I think they're on the outside looking in, but what a job Avery Johnson's done in his first season at Alabama.
11 points, 8 rebounds in 15 minutes.
And he was 5 of 10, so he made the most of his post-ups, and he's hitting that little 15-footer now.
There you go.
Right on cue.
Yes.
They unretired Billy Cunningham's number so that Charles Barkley could wear it for 1 year. Jumper. Oh, he's having a fine first half.
He sure is. I've ever seen a guy who can be a left-handed player like that go challenge a big guy and then float the ball away with his right hand.
Another one for Labissiere.
And maybe his practice.
Adjusted shot, no. Labissiere.
He seems to be around the basketball, doesn't he?
Sets the screen, pick and roll, gets the ball, jumper. He's perfect. He's 6 for 6.
And he couldn't wait to.
Margin is 9, 46-37. Labissiere. Oh, this crowd has been waiting.
Quarterman played well in the first game against Kentucky, too, if you remember, Vern, where he had 21 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. So he seems to settle in nicely against Kentucky.
My gosh. Look at Ulis. Look at the save. Look at the shot.
That's where you get plenty of good shots off broken plays. I'm surprised Murray didn't put that one in, but Ulis there to take down that long rebound.
Why not? Oh, why not? Exactly. Labissiere and Lee on the floor.
It's amazing.
Nice hook pass in the paint. And Dorian Finney-Smith evens it at 2.
Now the senior right there, Dorian Finney-Smith, with a good backdoor cut. Good look. They have not executed well offensively this year, Florida. And now, as you said earlier, Brad, they have struggled defensively in the last 3 games.
3-game losing streak, and still, Joe Lunardi has him a team that can make the NCAA tournament should they win tonight. And offensively,
Tell you one thing, they look focused right now, Florida. They look like they're playing with purpose.
Poitras in close, had it come out. Loose ball picked up. Labissiere, and he turns and buries it. An egg on defense. I mean, they gave up 96 points, so he said, I'm not sure what I'm going to say tonight because I'm at a little bit of a loss because we put so much into the LSU game.
Well, you know, he told me that they've worked strictly since that game. Every hour, defense, defense, defense.
Wow. Hook shot. Poitras in traffic. And a follow by Labissiere.
To see how the fan experience goes in a place like this. It's actually the first time they've done it in a college basketball venue. They've tried it at Wimbledon and some other events. They're going to do it at the Final Four as well. They're going to give fans from each of the teams just to see the overall experience. But they thought this would be a great place. Why? Well, because of the Gator Chop, of course.
This first player under Cal at Kentucky to go back-to-back games with 10 or more assists.
And then Virginia is starting to play like Virginia again. And Malcolm Brogdon, I think, making a great case for ACC Player of the Year. I think he'll most certainly be ACC Defensive Player of the Year.
Lee. Briscoe. Labissiere with the 18-footer. He can make that shot Labissiere cleans that.
Same in terms of body type and size.
Yeah, it's like a 6'4" and under team.
The positive of that, you can space the floor. They're interchangeable parts. The negative of it shows up on the glass, shows up on the ability to find and get easy shots underneath.
And post defend.
Yeah.
Labissiere with the touch that time.
Lee kept it alive, and it's tracked down by Murray. Briscoe alive. Labissiere to finish.
Guys, the Wildcats had a practice the other day for 2.5 hours. Skal said, I don't go 2.5 hours in the middle of February. This was a body-to-body practice. Like you're practicing at the beginning of the year, but he felt his team had lost its edge, and they needed to find it. I think we've seen them find it.
Here's Ulis, and they'll give to Briscoe, but the follow is back.
Difference tonight.
Yeah.
If they're staying in their stance in the defensive end floor, the long run. I mean, they still have breakdowns every now and then, but they've done a nice job staying in their stance, staying between their man and the basket. There's simple things. It doesn't have to be this amazing breakthrough that can make you a better basketball player. It's this.
Earlier this season, had he not missed a lot of time, probably would be a starter at this point, and maybe be developed a lot further with his offensive game. And shoulder injury kind of backed him up.
In practice in October, I was thoroughly impressed with his playmaking, his ability to.
Happy guy. I can't blame him. All expectations, great preparation. We both got a chance today to watch them go through their walkthroughs. And just maybe a hungrier Wildcat group, putting them down on what they did or didn't do, I should say.
And they were the hottest team in the conference entering this one is Labissiere.
Just realizing that Kevin was going to come out, call the play, roll the Farnham file always works like that. It's TV magic, folks.
It really is. We didn't plan that completely. We planned the beginning of it.
No, but
Kevin did the rest.
His adjustment in his shot, it used to be released.
And that's why you want to drive it. You go after the block shot. It opens up the offensive glass. Traylor was right there.
Labissiere back in for Kentucky, and he puts the on that midseason list right now, one of the 25. Hybrid defense again.
Yep. And they're just that triangle. They're just packing the paint and then reacting in the last part of the shot clock.
Graham chasing Ulis. Labissiere turnaround jumper.
Well, there you can see the skill that so many
field, and 5 for 5 from three-point land. There's that first jump shot, mid-range. Labissiere played a single college game. That can affect the players sometimes, and perhaps it did a little bit for Skal, but he's starting to get more comfortable now, and as we mentioned earlier, going to be used more on the perimeter for Kentucky.
You can see him right there. He set the ball screen, and then he popped back by the three-point line, and that's how they're going to start using him. Let his man help out on the dribble and then shoot that facing jump shot. There he is.
There's another one, and he's 2 for 2 right on the retouch.
There's the freshman to set up Wes Clark for the nice three-point shot.
There are some players on Missouri that you can see to be really good building blocks. They just need to get more guys in. Nice pass and a thunderous slam by Labissiere.
He's doing that. He's got 3 outstanding recruits that he signed back in November and a young team, and they'll continue to get better. Kim Anderson's a class guy and a great basketball coach.
Labissiere. Ulis angles it in. Labissiere going to work on that hook shot and one.
Coast to coast for Derek Willis. Bullitt East High School, Mount Washington, Kentucky, just outside Louisville.
I thought he was being a little ambitious from where he took off in the paint. Wasn't sure if he was going to get there.
How sweet was that right there?
Labissiere has
only played 8 games since his return from legal issues. Missed the first 9 games of the year. There's Skal Labissiere. Well, it's been a constant. A lot of that was very early on here tonight with Poitras.
Correct, but still 12 points off of 10 offensive rebounds, so they're having good production there. They've got to do better, though, on their first looks.
Foul was on Bell. First look here, Labissiere, 18-footer, and he drains it. Labissiere now, as he turns and is able to get it over Moses Kingsley. That was a single great team. Watch Texas A&M, that word we always like to use. Solid. Yep. Solid.
Hard to find their deficiencies.
Ulis gives way to Labissiere.
Brown finds Bowers. Bowers couldn't finish once again. Ends up on his backside. Kentucky has numbers 5 on 4. Briscoe with a quick dime, and maybe that'll get Labissiere a little confidence.
On the floor for a loose ball. He's playing with a ton of effort.
Yeah, coach put him on blast, and Willis has responded. Labissiere on the lob. That's how you finish.
Oh, that's not close. That is not a good shot. Zupardo with an air ball.
It's not good.
That chance.
It's not good before the release if both of us know that it has no chance of going in.
That one had a good chance of going in. Here's Weatherspoon for 3. Nice job. Ulis actually tipped that ball to Poitras so he could get the rebound. Here's a lob underneath.
Rebounded. And he's been a very, very good leader in this ball game.
Needed some New Year's home cooking. There's a big guy underneath.
Ball game. Labissiere checks in for the first time. Second consecutive game that he has not started. Gets the rebound and the offensive finish. How high he elevates on his jump shot is amazing.
Well, he's a super athlete. He's not very big, so he needs to be able to jump up there. He's got bigger defenders on him right now. What a shot by Stephen Moody.
approaching 2 to play here in this half.
Labissiere.
And Ulis
has the ability to shoot from deep.
And he's the SEC's career leader in free throw percentage, even better than Jody Meach and Kyle Macy.
Yeah, that adds another dimension. You don't want to foul that guy because he's automatic.
You hear Calipari scream across the court, shoot the ball. Labissiere does, and now.
Well, he's really battled here in the second half.
Labissiere.
Nice. He got a little benefit from his dear friend, the glass. Nice, huh? Oh, yes. If he's patient, give him the ball.
This last time against UCLA, nice use of the left hand, and then tipping in his own miss is
defense, and they're going to extend some pressure. Eastern Kentucky, they're going to rely on the three-point shot, but they can't allow Kentucky to do this. That's get early quality looks in transition with their size and athleticism.
Ulis with the great penetration and Labissiere from three-point range, but so far, and this is game 9, the three just has not been a significant part of their offense at all.
Which is why teams generally try to pack the paint, and I think Eastern Kentucky is trying to do that in some sense, but they're also spreading out. And
UCLA 4 and 3 on the season. Losses to Monmouth, Kansas, and Wake Forest. 2 of those losses out in Maui. As often will miss the three. The best win for UCLA was a 2-point win in Maui over UNLV. Kentucky is 7-0. They've won every game by double figures. The closest game was an 11-point win over Duke.
He's not sure exactly where he fits in out there and where he can score. And he's getting pushed around. That's one of the, he's getting pushed around a little bit by Thomas Welsh. He is not the type of guy, the body build that should be pushing him around.
Labissiere with the left hand showing.
Here's Ulis, wants the high screen. Lee fighting hard inside, and it'll flip back out to Ulis. Seven to shoot. Ulis weaving through traffic, collects. Labissiere hung nicely to finish. Headed to the bench and now back to the locker room.
Well, that's Kentucky's most indispensable player. And so Kentucky can ill afford to lose him. And wow, look at Skal
on his injury.
Yeah, trainers are checking him out right now. Spoke with the sports information director, and they're going to get us an update as soon as they find out.
Briscoe the lob. Oh! From Haiti. And he was actually in his home when they experienced that earthquake a few years ago. The rim experience is one.
I mean, a ton of players.
It's incredibly high praise. And when Cal says that, he doesn't, of course, necessarily mean the best player. Yep. He means floor general.
Yep.
And that's where Ulis is so valuable.
And Skal Labissiere will jump center. For the Cats, it's controlled by Lee and handed off to the sophomore from Chicago, Tyler Ulis. Kentucky expects to see zone tonight, but not on his first possession. Labissiere inside, and the freshman from Haiti.
Early this season.
Mosley for 3. He's off the mark. Papali will fire. That's in and out. 0 for 3 from deep to start this game for BU. They're without Cedric Hankerson, their leading scorer from last year, who ran the point and got off most of their shots. And Eric Fanning is still yet to see action. There's a jam.
Jamal Murray has made a few, but he's also given up a couple here early in this basketball game. That guy is a sniper. You got to make that kid dribble the basketball.
Boston University 4 of 9 from deep. Labissiere with the jump hook. He's got a half.
His body shielding the defender off, protecting that ball. He's got to get BU in the offense.
They go back to the zone. Labissiere. These plays, but BU executing as Papali goes backdoor. He's got 11. Boston University in front for the first time.
Well, that's simple scouting report. We saw Kentucky work on those things. How are you going to play the corner when the ball's driven at you from the top. Isaiah Briscoe got taken advantage of there.
Looking against the Terriers zone. Labissiere. One dribble to get deep and goes right over
off the dribble 3 guys. You're just not going to do that against the #1 team in the country in their building. If they're going to have a chance to get back in this game, they're going to take care of it, make better decisions. That's a good decision.
the lob and the finish.
Nice ball fake by Ernsthausen.
You're right about Isaiah Briscoe. His upper body is really impressive for a young guy. Great strength to take the ball on the dribble and score in traffic. Come off the bench with energy. Make things happen. That's what Charles Matthews is doing the last 2 possessions.
How about... And Kentucky so physical and so active, they get the turnover.
Kentucky. I think Briscoe is a very good basketball player, but he's not the point guard and the creator that Tyler Ulis is. So that's an area John Calipari is going to have to develop as the season goes along.
Labissiere got back on the other end and got a block. And then he gets the roll to finish. So Willis heads back to the Kentucky bench. Labissiere back in. And he immediately gets a touch. Oh, how pretty is that?
That's what
Murray with a nice look, and look at him change hands.
Allen, who's just named the ACC Player of the Week. A rejection by Lee. Numbers for Kentucky. Ulis. Labissiere with a slam.
Well, you turn the ball over in this game. Transition, Kentucky's actually scored more points.
Floater by Murray, not there. Labissiere with a follow.
Well, he sat out along
at the line to make some both to get the deficit down to 9. What has Kentucky done well in the first 5 minutes of this half?
Well, they've done a really good job defensively. They've turned Duke over and they've scored on the other end of it. I think they need to continue to drive the ball. It's a little bit of a bigger lineup right now for Kentucky. Derek Willis into the ball game. He's more a shooter than a driver. Look at the size difference between Ulis and
Ulis baseline. Threads the needle inside to Labissiere.
Well, Kentucky is just driving
the floor, and there is Damon Lynn, the junior from Hillsdale, New Jersey. He grew up in Isaiah Briscoe's neighborhood, and boy, he can stroke the triple.
Damon Lynn can really play. I watched the highlights from his game from Duquesne last year. I think he had about 26. He made 6 or 7 3-pointers. He can absolutely play the basketball game.
Pretty move by Labissiere. Boy, that right there, as Coleman got it to go, is exactly what they worked on in shoot-around, and they didn't execute it defensively the way Calipari wanted.
It's a problem I've seen early this year, Dave. It has not been very long.
They were 0-30, and then in Engel's first season, they were 1-29, as we saw Alex Poitras check in.
NJIT is really doing a good job sagging off their man and not being in a zone, but making it also almost look like a zone because they're playing such good help.
From last night, and so there were the corrections he wanted them to make from last night and absorbing the scouting report today. And sometimes it just doesn't come easy.
And when you're playing against the Princeton offense, that's actually an offense that takes a while to get ready for, and they haven't really gotten any look at it.
Whoa! The size that Coach Ingles was concerned about. Kentucky's ability to throw the ball over the top is really a concern, and they can do that often because they're just way bigger than NJIT is.
Isaboa missed from outside. And Labissiere.
Boy, he looks so good.
A little bit earlier, Ulis hesitated a bit.
I'll tell you where there'll never be hesitancy, and that's with Isaiah Briscoe. That guy has no...
Took it right at Ulis.
But that's where Skal has to be better coming over for the block. That is where, again, Willie blocks that shot. Nerlens blocks that shot. Skal has to be... Tyler needs him to block that shot. Of course, he can do that.
Nerlens, after the tough first half, has the big second half here. But again, I think he's looking for consistency and intensity heading into that Tuesday night showdown against Duke.
NJIT comes out zone. They're in a 2-3 zone right now, giving Kentucky a different look.
It's Ulis, Briscoe, Labissiere, Murray,
and Lee. And
got what I call that grown man strength, and he uses that really well.
How about Labissiere? Tats.
Whatever it is.
There he gets a
Look at this.
And then he starts the break.
If he makes this, the place will explode. Oh.
Look at him. He was open underneath, too.
Freedom of movement, the ability to turn and face and defensively not maintaining position.
Labissiere again. And he's 5-time, and he has his first 2 of the second half.
As the year progresses, I anticipate the help side defense is going to be there, and that's going to end up as a block shot.
Skal, a chance for a 3-point play. Just met with my family after I met with the doctors and decided this was in our best interest for me to step down at the end of this season. So we wish him the very best.
You mentioned Kentucky playing Vanderbilt in football. Those matchups in basketball are going to be out.